First of all, last year was like 3 years in one. It's crazy to even think back on that and look back at my journal and stuff. I'm like, all of this happened in a year. It hasn't even fully been a year yet. I'm right on there for some of this stuff, but I quit my job and now here I am after doing it, and it hasn't been an easy road. Last year was rough. What's up, YouTube? It's been too long. Hopefully I'm back to stay, but we're gonna take it one day at a time. And if you're new here, this is where I share my journey in life. Usually it's based around travel and holistic wellness, but as I go forward, you're going to learn a bit more about the digital economy, what's to come, and how I can help you in that economy. And that's why I'm coming back on YouTube to share this information with you. Over the last few years, it's been a lot of changes, a lot of transformation. I've tried to get back on YouTube, but it just hasn't been the right timing. Right now, I'm back at it once again, like I said. But this time is a little bit different. Each time there's always a change in my life as well, usually. And this is why I document my journey, is to show all of this, to show these experiences. And usually it was my travel, because I traveled a lot. I did van life, I did RV life, I just traveled in general. I got the travel bug when I first went to Italy back in 2013. I think it was my first time out there. And then after that was the van, the RVs, and just that type of lifestyle, moving to find a place that I could call home, my home base. So I went to go experience other locations and cultures and kind of see where I wanted to be. Now I have a clearer vision, and I'm coming back here to share that with you all and again, document the journey. This time it's gonna be slightly different. For one, I changed my name online from Tao of Tito, and that stood for The Amazing Odyssey. And that's because, like I said, I traveled a lot and I was just documenting my journey in life and growth, personal development, and all of that along the way. But now I'm known as the Alchementor. So an alchemist that's also a mentor. If you don't know much about an alchemist, usually the translation of it can be around taking a base metal like lead or copper and turning it to usually gold or silver or some other more precious material. So you take your pain, you take those experiences and those life lessons and things, and we turn them into something better so that we can shine. I also say shine on a lot, because we don't, people try and dim your light, and in this world we need more light. They say hope is dangerous, and so we want to spread that. And yeah, sometimes your light can get dim and it's hard, but to continue to shine on, to continue to be yourself, and to show up every day and to give your best. And a part of that, though, for me too, has been coming back to center. I've been doing a lot of realignment last year. First of all, last year was like 3 years in one. It's crazy to even think back on that. I'm like, all of this happened in a year. I was just burned out. It was too much. I was doing so much, and it was a lot for me. And I'd been having the desire to get back into entrepreneurship, to get back into doing my own thing, to get back into coming on here to YouTube. I tried to start it a couple times. I just looked back at my journal from 2 years ago, same time 2 years ago, and then same time last year. And it was the idea, the conception to do it. Then I did it. And now here I am after doing it, and it hasn't been an easy road. Last year was rough. So quit my job, had to move, had to get rid of probably like 50% of my stuff. Just starting over in general on all kind of accounts. We had to release certain relationships and things like that. I had to release a lot of my old self, a lot of that old ego, those old limiting beliefs and things like that. So if you're familiar with it, I went through definitely a dark night of the soul experience. And again, if we're talking about alchemy, it's a transformation process. And I always say, trust the process. Hold the vision, trust the process. Hold the vision, trust the process. Keep it simple. Hold the vision is your reminder. You have to come back to center, realign. Sometimes when you forget because you're too far in it and it's hard and you feel like you're drowning and you're sinking and suffocating, and it's so much. And that's where the anxiety comes in, the worry, the stress, the fear, the guilt, the shame, all this stuff. When you come back to center and you remember why, and we zoom out and we look at the bigger picture and we disconnect, and you think like, if this was the younger you, what would you say to them? If this was a friend, what would you say to them? Because we're so hard on ourselves a lot. And but that brings, like, it's just a spiral at that point, and it's not a good place to be. And I definitely hit that point, last year as well, was just like depression, anxiety. It was a lot. It was overwhelming. Nothing was working in the way that I planned it or wanted it to work, of course, because it's life. And it was just a lot. I'm a very spiritual person, and so I believe in the energy and everything like that too. So I know that the energies, and this is a collective transformation, and it was a collective changing, and even into now, it's still coming out of that. And what are you coming out of that as? What are you accepting? What are those things? A lot of it was setting boundaries. We have to set these boundaries. A big thing for me was non-negotiables as well. That's a boundary for myself. What are my non-negotiables? I don't allow it. I have standards, and that's okay. But then that came back to values and beliefs, and these are foundational things. And so that leads me to a book that I've been listening to recently, Chop Wood, Carry Water. Chop Wood, Carry Water. Very good book, in my opinion. For me, it's kind of encompassing a concept of this journey. It's a journey, it's a process, it's a marathon. You might have sprints inside of the marathon, but it's still a marathon. We're playing the long game here. And so if you can take anything from any of my content that I put out, anything that I say, at least for right now, if this is the only video that you watch of mine, I want you to take this, that there's a statement that says, we underestimate what we can get done in 10 years and we overestimate what we can get done in a year. And this is so true. And I see it too often. And I've experienced myself, and I've done it myself. I mean, I take risk. I'll go for it. And it's not easy, but I'll do it. Like, I traveled and I did all that stuff up front. And then it's like, okay, but what's the end goal? I had the experiences, and that was great. And the experiences are important. Don't get me wrong. Still have those. But it's still like, I have a mission. I have a vision. And in order to get there, it has to have some sort of structure. You have to be consistent in making these things happen. It's a marathon, right? And so, it's a whole process that we're trusting. And how do I get there? So, I had to break that down and come but the thing is, and this is grace on yourself too, because sometimes we just don't know. We just don't know. And that's why I call myself the Alchementor, because as a mentor, I want you to see. And I want you to learn. We need mentors. We need coaches. We need those people that we can mimic and we can watch until we figure it out and gain more clarity for ourselves. And these are some things that I've learned over the last few years through my experiences of jumping head first sometimes just putting my foot in and then jumping, but just from the experiences that I've had, these are the things that I've learned. It's been big life lessons, because when you take risk, in my opinion, knowing that when you put yourself in the uncomfortable is when you stretch yourself and when you can see how far you can go. And that's scary. It is. And it's supposed to be, because that's a part of it. It's a part of that experience and that learning that you do. But in doing that, you get so much more, and it happens faster than when you resist. When you resist, you're prolonging it. And so a lot of times I would put myself in situations, I would just jump, I would just go do it, and I would just see what happens. And I had those experiences, and I'm grateful for those experiences, but I also have learned, and I've gained clarity, because I didn't have as much clarity as I do now. And then I couldn't do a 10-year plan, but then I was able to at a certain point. Once I've experienced certain things and seen other people and learn, I like to learn. Personal development and growth is very important to me. And so just watching other people and learning, watching YouTube videos, all kind of stuff, seeing other people experience the things that I may be interested in and seeing where they're at. And then looking at that and saying, is that something that I want to do? Is that what I see my life as, or what I want to mimic? And, I kind of do what they did. And so a part of that was going online, being an entrepreneur, having e-commerce, making money online, because I wanted to travel. I wanted to share my journey. I wanted to share real life, because a lot of times you can see fake life and people base life off of that because they don't have that exposure and they don't know. And I've experienced so many people, and I have faith in humanity and hope. And I also believe in the collective community and how we have power when we're together and we're united. And so these are values and beliefs of mine, and I want to share that. And these are experiences that I've had. So, that's a driving force in that too. I know not everybody can do that. So I'm using what I can with what I have. And we have the internet nowadays, and we can post like this and everything like that. So I want to share that with those who may not be able to experience it in the time, and to give some inspiration and to share certain ideas and to just connect with the community of people. Because this is very important, especially right now. Again, this is why I'm back on YouTube, because we are going into we're already there. We're in the digital economy. Some people call it the creator economy. This is people who make money online. This is e-commerce online. This is economics, but online, based around technology, okay? And it's not going anywhere. And so I want to help those of you out there who may struggle with that side of things. I want to help you in the transition to get on there. I want to help you while you're there. How do you monetize it to make money, to do the things that you want to do? And I also want you to find wellness and well-being in the process of that, because it can lead to burnout. Trust me, I've been there. It can lead to anxiety and depression. Entrepreneurs in general have a higher rate of depression anyway, off top, because you're doing like so many things yourself and it's all on you and it's a roller coaster ride all the time. You know, anything could happen. And so you need that community of people as well. That is very important. Last year, that was really important for me. I mean, it still is, but like it was needed. It was there right on time. And it helped me get through what I was going through as well. And so these are some things I'm going to be talking about on my channel as I move forward. I'm changing my name to Alchementor on here as well. We're just going to go ahead and rebrand it all onto that. And I hope you all join me on this journey. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss another video, because I'm fired up. I'm ready to share this information and help you all out. Again, I'm going to be talking about productivity, time management. We're going to talk about routines, just personal development in general, as well as the digital economy, how to prepare for it, how to get into it, and how to maintain a holistic lifestyle even while you're connected in that matrix of things. So if you want to know more about that, if you're interested in that, like I said, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it so others can join our community, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're interested in talking about more, and I'll make some videos on that soon. So before I go, I want to share with you that recently I just picked up my journal from 2 years ago and from a year ago, and it's crazy to see like synchronicities and patterns and just how things progressed and how I am here right now, which is crazy because I wouldn't have thought I'd be here. I'm staying with some family right now. Yeah, this whole journey, like I said, since last year has been like a lot, like so much has happened. But I wanted to share with you all something else that happened recently. I picked up my book, The 5 Keys to Living a Successful Life, and I've been going through it. I'm rereading it, and I've just been hitting on these points so I can go deeper in my content with the information that I have in my book, because it is so helpful. But there was one quote that stuck out to me, and this quote encompasses why I do what I do and why I share what I share, and what really got me going into a lifestyle of personal development and holistic wellness. So let me read that quote for you. It says, "When I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. I found it was difficult to change the world, so I tried to change my nation. When I found I couldn't change the nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change the town, and as an older man, I tried to change my family. Now, as an old man, I realized the only thing I can change is myself. And suddenly I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. My family and I could have made an impact on our town, and their impact could have changed the nation, and I could indeed have changed the world." Now that quote is very powerful for me. I heard something similar to that, I think from Benjamin Franklin, and it was basically coming back to like, if you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself. So we need to do that inner work. Stop blaming the outside world and everything like that. Let's do this inner work. If you're interested in going on your transformation journey and being consistent with it and being disciplined with it, you need to join a community, and you can join mine. Hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the comments what you're working on right now, what you want help with, and let's help each other. I wrote this book back in 2014. I was actually in Italy at the time, and I wrote it in a week. So yeah, if you want to know more about how I wrote this book in a week, let me know and I'll explain it to you. But I set a goal for myself. I did what I did to write it. I created the cover, everything like that. As you can see, I have a physical copy of it as well. It's also on Amazon. The link is in my bio, my descriptions, everything like that. So if you want to check it out, it's a good short read. When I created this, I was doing it to learn how to make money online, really. And I have a couple other short ebooks as well. But the title to me is kind of clickbaity-ish, but that's what I was learning. And I was like, I'm just doing this to see if this can work. And I want to put the information in there that I'm passionate about. And so I wrote about holistic wellness. A holistic wellness lifestyle is what this is about. And it's the 5 keys to living a successful life. So a life of holism is you understanding that everything is connected and that you take responsibility for your life and you implement the things that you need to implement to live as the highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, because you know that your impact impacts those around you, and those around you can then impact others as well. And that's a shortened version of this. But definitely check the book out. And the whole point in me talking about this is because I live a life of holism, and I'm very passionate about that. These are some things that I'm going to be talking about on my YouTube channel as we get into this new series. This series is version 5.0. Tiffany, I'm back. And we got some new things we're going to be doing. But yeah, these are the chapters in the book. There's 5 keys. Then you have the bonus one that's in there. I will say that I need to go back to the website that this links to for the action plan and update things. So give me a minute on that. If you do get the book, I will just let you know about the new action plan when it comes and send it to you. You just have to show me proof of purchase of the book. I'm going to be making content based on the information that's in this book. But if you would like to support me, you can do that as well. Like I said, the link is in the description, in my bio, all over the place, or you can just message me and I'll send you the link directly. Before I go, I want to read the back of my book to you so you can understand what a holistic lifestyle means and why did I think it's important. You may have heard that Michelangelo said his sculptures were already inside of the marble. His only job was to chip away at what didn't belong to reveal what was inside. After reading this book on how to live a successful, holistic lifestyle, you will radiate the magnificence that was always inside. You will experience a transformation in all areas of life with these mental exercises, action steps, and strategies on developing into the person you want to be. This book is for anyone seeking more in life.